Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you about saving expressions. So what are expressions? Well, it's the way the face looks, whether he's happy or he's sad. Here we've got gloomy, genial, whatever. These are Daz expressions, I believe. I'm just going to apply an expression to a face here. So I've got this face here. I'm just going to put kind of a smile on it. So I'll use this expression. I'll apply it to them both. So 1 and 2. So this is one of the things that I like about poser figures, particularly Michael 4 and Victoria 4, though it also works on Hero, Freak, and the other, earlier figures, Michael 3, Michael 2, Victoria 3, Victoria 2, all of that stuff when Daz still did figures for Poser. And what you'll see here is that it's added the same expression, despite the fact that the face shape is different, it's added the same expression. Whereas if you buy Daz figures now, every figure comes with a separate expression pack that you've got to pay $15 for. Arguably, what that does is gives you expressions that fit the specific shape of each face, but you would agree that this expression kind of looks okay on both of these heads. So what we'll do, I'll just take it off this figure a second. So this is Michael 4 neutral with no morphs. And if I click on this figure here, you'll see here that in the head area, so I've got the head selected here and shown here. And in the head, you'll see that there's shapes, which actually is what I've dialed to create this specific head shape. And then there's expressions. So what I want to do is save the shapes, but not save the expressions, but not the shapes. So when I go to save an expression, so if I go down to here, by default, if I select this character here and then save an expression, just we'll call that default, and then just click OK. And here's my expression. Now, if I then apply that to a different character, which I haven't, that's the same character, I haven't unselected it. If I now apply it to a different character, see it's applied the shaping morphs as well. And that's really annoying, because supposing the expression was actually on this character that I wanted, and then I apply it to this character whose shape I like the look of, it will then take on the shape of this character. So what I need to do, I'm just going back to the default character. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to save an expression, save to library. I'm going to do plus to add it. And now instead of this, I'm going to call this custom. But what I'm going to do is open up select subset. And what you'll find here is all the parameters that are going to be saved. Basically, it's all the children of the head object. And this is the really important one, parameters. So what we do is we open that. And what you'll find is that the expressions are at the top and the shapes are at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. These are the phonemes. That's the speech elements. I'll keep the eyes as well. I'm not going to change the head size. So from here on downwards, I'm going to select them all, shift select. So I clicked it at the top, press the shift button, click there. Now all of that stuff is selected. But when I click on here, it now unselects them all. So they now won't be saved with the expression. And I could do that with some of this stuff, but generally I think the tongue and the eyes are part of the expression, so I'm going to save that. Click OK, that's called custom, and now I'm just going to do OK. And so now there's my custom. I've now got this character selected, and I saved the expressions as custom down here. And now I'm going to apply to this character. Now you'll recall when I did it with the default settings, it changed the shaping parameters as well. So now when I do it with the subset selected, it only applies the expression. So that's really, really important, especially if you're selling commercial stuff. Right, so there's one more thing that's really, really important to know. If you go up to here and select, you can't see it, but off the screen there's a menu there and it says show hidden parameters. You'll often do that when you want to say grab a head and translate the head in, like that. That's usually filtered out by hiding it, because you wouldn't want to do that to the head in real life, so why give you that option? But by showing the hidden parameters, you also get a lot more head parameters. So where are they? Down here, for example, yeah. And all of these weird stuff, yeah. And if you go to save a expression with them selected, you'll find that it now suddenly gives you all of those additional parameters as well. So if I go head parameters, you'll now see that that list suddenly got a lot longer. A lot of these empty. They're basically morphs. So anyway, guys, if you want to save heads and expressions but don't change the head shape, that's the way to do it. Now, what about Femme and L'Homme? Well, for a start, can't stand them. I never use them, but I just want to show you something here. So here's Femme. Let's look at the number of morphs available down here. Very few here, but in fairness, these are separate morphs. So let me just see if I can choose the morphs separately. Body parts. Where's head? Head parts here. So they're the select. Oh, it's off the screen. Okay. There are a number of head parts that are selected here, but not nearly as many as with the old DAS figures. With DAS, they came with a huge range of parameters that enabled you to create characters that look like real people. And in L'Homme and Femme, it's really, really hard to sculpt them to look like real people. They're really basic. You can grab here, for example, or you could use the parameter for the upper brow and do it manually here. Sorry, not manually, digitally, if you like. And then when you go to save, so I'll just turn that show hidden off because that's not fair. But when you then go to save her expression and do select subset, open the parameters, and you'll see there's very few parameters to mess about with. It's far less versatile. Yeah, that's just one reason why I can't stand those characters. Anyway, guys, hopefully you find that useful. You have a great day.